What's good, y'all? It's Alex Kamunyu here, and I'm back with another video. And in today's video, I'm going to be talking about how you can buy rental properties with none of your own money using the BRRRR strategy. If you're new to this channel, then it's all about earning money, saving money, and investing money to achieve financial freedom. If you haven't been rocking with us and you don't know what financial freedom is, then financial freedom is the ability to live off of passive income from assets that you've invested in so that you don't have to trade in your time for money at a job. Let's get into today's video.
I guess I got my swagger back.
Ooh, yo, it's kind of cold in here. I need to put on another layer. Yo, what y'all think of this denim though? Ooh, boys rocking this fit. No, it's not actually cold in here. I'm talking about the BRRRR Strategy. BRRRR. That stands for buy, rehab, rent, refinance, repeat. The BRRRR strategy is the most efficient and powerful way to scale a real estate portfolio. So in this video, I'm actually going to use one of the properties that I bought this year as an explanation as to how you can use this strategy. So the first step of the BRRRR is the B, which is the buy. So the key with this first step is that you have to be buying properties that are distressed. We do not buy move-in ready properties. That is not what we do around here. You can take that somewhere else. So I bought this property for $80,000 with cash. And so yes, that's the key with the strategy. You do need to use cash. Now, I know what a lot of y'all are thinking right now. You better not click out of this video because I said you need cash. Didn't I say I'm gonna show you how to do it without any of your own money? I got y'all, fam. You gotta just trust me, right? Trust me, I got you. I didn't say it needed to be your own cash. I just said it needed to be cash because the thing is, you cannot buy distressed properties from a bank. They only lend on move-in ready properties. And since we don't do that around here, you need to use cash, right? So where can you get cash from? Well, there's multiple places. If you have your own cash, that's what you should use. And I'm gonna break it down why in a minute. You can use a self-directed IRA if you have any money sitting in a retirement account. You can use hard money. Hard money is institutionalized private lending. So essentially a bunch of people pool money together and lend it out to real estate investors to buy investment properties. That's one source, which is how I got started. Or you can use private money. Private money is a relationship-based lending. So anyone that you know that wants to lend money out is a great cash source. But starting off, you should definitely be looking at hard money as your number one choice. Hard money lenders lend based off of the asset and not your credit. So banks are going to try to check your credit and see your own credit worthiness, but the hard money lenders only care about the validity and the quality of the deal. The better the deal is, the more money they'll give you. And so your job as the entrepreneur, right, is the difference between a real estate investor and a real estate entrepreneur. The lenders are the investors. You're the real estate entrepreneur. Your job is to go find the deal if you don't have the money, right? So the entrepreneur makes the deal happen. The investor lends on the deal. So I know y'all have heard the phrase, you know, you make money when you buy in real estate, right? If you haven't, well, welcome to real estate. This is what they say. You make money when you buy. When we're talking about the B step with the BRRRR strategy, that essentially means that you're buying equity, right? So you're buying something at a steep enough discount to the point where you know, you have a huge spread between what the property will be worth once it's fixed up and what you're buying it at. So you need to know how to find good deals when you're talking about the BRRRR strategy. So like I said, I bought this property for $80,000 in cash, but I didn't use my own cash. So a private lender actually loaned me $115,000 to buy this property. Now I know what a lot of y'all are thinking. Why would she lend me this money? Well, think about it. What else is she gonna do with that money, right? We already know that savers are losers. We talked about that already. So you're not saving that money. And a 401k is definitely not getting you a 10% annualized return on investment like I was paying her. I was paying her $967 a month. That's the interest she made every single month. Now, I know I said the property was $80,000, but she also lent me another $35,000 for the repairs. So that brings me to the next step of the BRRRR strategy, which is our rehab. So when you rehab a distressed property, what you're essentially doing is you're creating equity, right? Because renovations add value to the property. This is how you actually get the value of the property a lot higher through the renovation. The key thing here though is that you need to know that only certain repairs are going to add value to the property. Typically certain things that are expected to be on a property don't add as much value as you would expect, right? So for example, a roof, plumbing, electric, those things are expected to be working when someone walks into that house. So they don't add necessarily more value. Things that will add more value are things that are more aesthetically pleasing. So things like granite counters, hardwood or tile floors, stainless steel appliances, an extra bedroom, an extra bathroom, right? Those are the things that add value to a property. So those are the things that you need to be focusing on. Now, of course, you have to do, the roof and the plumbing and electrical and all that stuff to even pass an inspection. So of course, those things have to be done as well. But you need to be aware going into it that only certain things are going to add value. And so only certain things are giving you an ROI on that investment. But the next step of the BRRRR strategy is the rent. So in order for this BRRRR to work, I would need to rent this property at about $1,700 to $1,800 per month. So the important thing here is that you need to get this property rented out quickly, because now that rent from those tenants is going to be covering that short-term acquisition loan, right? That you got from the B step, the first buy, right? If you bought it using hard money, you owe the hard money lender interest every single month, right? And so the tenant's rent can now cover that once that rehab is done. So for me, that tenant's rent could cover that $967 mortgage payment easily, and you cash flow on top of that. So it's important to know that this property will cash flow after you refinance it, which is the next R, right? And so in order to know if it's gonna cash flow, you have to know how to analyze a deal, which is a key component, knowing the math and knowing the numbers to real estate. So I'm actually gonna be doing a video on that coming soon. Now, the next R of the BRRRR strategy is the refinance, right? Now, this is where the magic really happens. So what the property's worth after it's fixed up is the ARV, after repair value. So this property that I'm talking about actually appraised for $170,000 after the renovation. So remember I said the banks don't want to lend on a property that is not fixed up or that's distressed. Well, once it's now fixed up, I mean, you've put $35,000 into it, they will gladly give you a mortgage against that property. Typically, most banks, depending on who you go to, depending on the lender, they will lend 70 to 80% LTV on a property. So LTV is another term you need to know. That means loan to value. That's what percent of the value of the property they'll loan to you. And so for this particular case, I told you the property appraised for $170,000. So 75% LTV is 75% of 175 is $127,500. And so now with that $127,500, you can pay back your short-term acquisition loan. So now you can pay back your hard money lender, or you can pay back your private money lender. Or if you use your own cash, let's say that I financed this $115,000 with my own cash. Now that I've refinanced the property, I can pay myself back. So now you get to either pay yourself back, pay back the hard money lender, or you pay back your private money lender, but you get to keep the property, right? And if you bought it right, if you analyze the deal right, it should be cash flowing for you, meaning that every month that tenant's rent is covering the mortgage and all the expenses, and you make money off of that house every single month. That's the beauty of this strategy.
Wait a minute.
I don't think y'all got what I just said. You literally just got a property almost for free. All you probably paid was the monthly interest on the short-term loan. Other than that, you just got a property for free. Didn't I say I got y'all? Didn't I say trust your boy? I got y'all. And check this out too. I told you the bank lent me $127,500, right? I only had to pay back $115 to my private money lender. So now that $12,500, that goes in my pocket. I get to keep the cash flowing property myself, and I got $12,500 put in my pocket on top of that.
How do you do that? How do you do that?
But the next step, that's what's gonna blow y'all's mind. The next step of the BRRRR strategy is the repeat, the final R. So now that you've refinanced, you've got your money back out, now you can take that money and you can go do it again and again and again and again and again. And the dope thing too about this strategy is that there's multiple exit strategies, because you're rehabbing this property to a flip caliber rehab almost. You can essentially flip this property. So for this property I'm talking about, I actually flipped it because it actually worked better as a flip. I hit 50 racks off of this flip from this property. I could have burned it, but it worked better as a flip. So that's what I decided to do. But let's think about this though. Let's say I did actually keep this property and actually rent it out for that, $1,700 to $1,800. Think about what actually would have happened. I would have been using that same $115,000 that the private money lender lent me to increase my net worth over and over and over again, right? Every time I buy one of those properties and refinance it, it increases my net worth. That private money lender that lent me that money, she's gonna want to keep lending that money over and over and over again. Why? Because I'm paying her over almost $1,000 a month. She's making the easiest money of her life. and I'm getting to buy properties over and over and over again with the same cash, refinancing them at a higher value and adding that equity to my net worth. Your net worth is your assets minus your liabilities. If the house is now worth $170,000 and I refinance it at 75% of that value, then now I have a mortgage on there for $127,500, right? So the difference between those two is now my equity in the property, which gets added to my net worth. So that property would increase my net worth $42,500. So once I pay back the private money lender her $115,000, I go do it again with another property and add another $40,000 to my net worth. And we get to do that over and over and over and over and over and over and over. So since I didn't use any of my own money, that's gonna be an infinite net worth return on investment for me, right? Because if you don't have any money invested, that's an infinite ROI. So my net worth increases without using any of my own cash. This is literally a cheat code to wealth. I mean, literally, this is the equivalent of putting in the money cheat code in GTA San Andreas from PS2. And don't act like y'all don't remember that cheat code. I know y'all remember that cheat code. R1, R2, L1, X left, down, right, up, left, down, right, up. I know y'all remember that cheat code. But for real though, the key step with this last R is to now implement systems that are going to allow you to continue to do this over and over and over again and build your rental portfolio and also continue to build your wealth. The reason I love this strategy too is because it's really going to allow you to master every aspect of real estate investing, right? Because when we talk about buy, it's going to allow you to master finding good deals and building those relationships with contractors. When we talk about rehab, it's going to allow you to master estimating rehab costs, which is huge in real estate. When we talk about rent, it's gonna allow you to master landlording and property management and finding good tenants, right? So obviously that's huge. When we talk about refinance, it's gonna allow you to master finding out what ARV is and determining comps and estimating ARV. So that's huge in real estate. Like I said, if you don't get that ARV right, you're cooked. And then the repeat, of course, is gonna allow you to learn how to implement systems. Whenever you do this a few times, you will become a BRRRR master because your systems are going to get solid, and now it's just a well-oiled machine that gets more and more efficient. You can quickly amass $1 million net worth using this strategy alone. This is one of the strategies I actually teach in my how to acquire your first flip or rental property real estate course. So if you're interested in that course, definitely check it out in the description below. The step-by-step how the BRRRR method works, even in more detail than this, in terms of how you can actually acquire your first property. So if you're interested in it, go peep that. I'm literally giving away all the secrets that I use to do all of this stuff. This is a cheat code. If you haven't seen it yet, you must have been asleep during this video, but this is what you need to be doing to build wealth. I don't know how many times I can say it. This is what you need to be doing. So, but yeah, that's it for this video. I hope y'all learned something of value today. This is one of my favorite strategies in real estate investing. I guarantee you there's nothing you can say to objectify this strategy. There is nothing. Figure out whatever it is, whatever negative comment you have, let me know, and I promise I will, give you an answer as to why you are wrong. But yeah, y'all be sure to subscribe, share this with 2 people, and definitely hit that thumbs up button. I would appreciate it. These videos take me a lot of time and a lot of effort to put together, so I really appreciate you giving me a thumbs up right here. Subscribe if you haven't. But yeah, I'll see y'all in the next one.